Shabbat Shalom. It is so wonderful to have Shabbos with everybody on this Friday night, April 24th. Hopefully many of you have tuned in and we want you to enjoy Shabbat with us. There's no need to keep yourself on mute because we are not on Zoom, so you are going to be able to sing aloud and the words will be on your screen.
How good it is to be together. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How lovely is today? How lovely is Shabbat? מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום, שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום, שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום, שבת שלום. כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני. אותי ליום אחד בינו וביני, אותי ליום אחד בינו וביני. כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני. אותי ליום אחד בינו וביני, אותי ליום אחד בינו וביני. כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת אל ישמרני.
So I'm hearing that we are not streaming live, apparently. So I am going to, it does tell me that I'm live, Stephanie.
It does.
It does. So maybe there's a little bit of a delay. We will just have to see. I have our friend Rich Madonna on here. Maybe he could check for us if we're on YouTube. In the meanwhile, why don't we go on to our next song, which is on page 12, Lechuna Ranana.
Lechu, 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 neranena, Adonai naria letzor yisheinu. Lechu, 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 neranena, Adonai naria letzor yisheinu. Ekad mafanav betoda bismiros narialo. Lechu, 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 neranena, Adonai narialetzor yisheinu. Lechu, 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 neranena, Adonai narialetzor yisheinu. Ekad mafanav betoda.
And we seem to have Stephanie in her music. She has frozen on us. Let me go back to our meeting and our meeting controls, stopping our share, coming back together on Shabbat. There you go. Hi, Stephanie.
We're here, we're here, we're here in all the ways we can be here.
We are.
Time to greet the Sabbath bride. Is that where we are?
No, I think we're at Romemu. Shall I share the screen again, and shall we try that a second?
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's sing a little Romemu.
Let's see what I can do. Thunderstorming outside is interrupting our Shabbat. But we'll do our best, right?
We will persevere. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho.
As we get towards L'cha Dodi, welcoming the Sabbath bride, on the fourth verse, you are welcome to rise in your seats, from your seats, or just rise in your heart to greet the Shabbat bride.
L'cha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'cha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat mekabela. La 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 la. Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat mekabela. L'cha Dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el ha'michad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'liti la 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 l'chadodi. Krat l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'krat Shabbat, l'chuvenecha, ki mikor ha'baracha, merosh mekedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshavot, ki la 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 l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orech u'mi'ori, kavod Adonai Alahi, b'gla la 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 l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We rise in our hearts or in our seats and meet our Sabbath bride. Aviv shalom matzeret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei yom segula. Boi chala, boi chala. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha l'chadodi, l'krat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. We look forward to singing more with you during this service. We begin our greeting of the Shabbat bride with light. It is time for light. Let us invite Lynn to light the candles for us.
These Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them. So may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nevarech.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Leolam Vahed, Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed. We come back together, alive on YouTube yet again. As we share our words, please be seated. Page 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the ways on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction. Let me just zoom this out so you can see the words. We'll try it again. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amor Yisrael. The Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated if you are stood for the Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta b'am, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam leot al yadecha, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לעולמכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם
A song of redemption. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking. We are walking in the light of God. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osef alehem. Nora tehilot, osef alehem. Malachut tekara uvanecha, okay, I am lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Zeli anu ve'amru, Zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed. Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed. We are walking in the light of God. 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 Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu, L'shalom. Let's sing it again. Now you've got some words, so you know you want to sing it. Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu, L'shalom. Let's go back to that English. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Shabbat, if you like, is the marker in each week, and every week is the crescendo that leads up to Shabbat. As soon as one Shabbat ends, we begin counting our days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. From Yom Rishon, the first day of the week, through Yom Shishi, the sixth day of the week, and then we're at Shabbat. We're at the seventh day, the next Shabbat. Ahad Am said, more than Israel has kept Shabbat, the Shabbat has kept Israel. And Shabbat, yes, Shabbat is here. Please rise.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geulah Livnei B'nechem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Maharid atah. Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Lichamocha Bal Gevurot, Umedomelach, Melech Memid Umechayeh, Umatzniach Yeshua, V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakadosh.
If you stood up, you are welcome to be seated. A great pianist was once asked by an ardent admirer, how do you handle the notes as well as you do? The artist answered, the notes I handle no better than many other pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that is where the art resides. In time, as in great music, the art may be in the pauses. Surely one of the enduring contributions which Judaism made to the art of living was the Shabbat, the pause between the notes. And it is to the Shabbat that we must look if we are able to restore our lives the sense of serenity and sanctity which Shabbat offers in such joyous abundance. On this Shabbat, we take some time to be thankful. Modim anachnu lach, for what are we thankful? As you watch our service, I encourage you to bring up to your mind something for which you are grateful. Embrace that thankful thought. In your mind's eye, take that thankful thought and put it down into the pit of your emotion, into your heart, if you like, and sense the thanksgiving, how it warms your heart. And now in your mind's eye, take that glow of thankfulness, gratitude, and push it out into our world. Push it out as positive energy. Let us give thanks for the Holy One who fills this universe.
Modim anachnu lach, Modim anachnu lach. We thank you, God, for all these gifts. Modim anachnu lach, Modim anachnu lach.
Take some time for silent prayer.
Ratzon refi, legion libi lefanecha, Adonai tori vegoali, Adonai tori vegoali. Ratzon refi, legion libi lefanecha, Adonai tori vegoali, Adonai tori vegoali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you. I don't know my rock and my redeemer. Adonai Tzuri Vegoali. Adonai Tzuri Vegoali.
We take a moment to think about those who are in need of healing, those in our immediate circles, our family, our friends, our relatives, in our community, people who are in need of healing of body, in need of healing of soul. And we say those names to ourselves, holding them close to our heart and sending them strength, koach, as we sing our Mishaberach, our song of healing.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We continue with the counting of the Omer. We are in that period between Pesach and Shavuot, where it is traditional to count. I share with you my prayer book once again as we move to the Sfirat HaOmer. Hineni mochan umezaman lekayem mitzvat asa shel Sfirat HaOmer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Please join me in the blessing. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Sfirat HaOmer. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. Hayom, 30 yom shehem 4 shava'ot v'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is 30 days, which is 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. We begin this ritual counting on the second night of Passover, the day we crossed into the wilderness of Sinai. And we will continue this counting until the night before Shavuot, the eve before the giving of the Torah. We count our days 7 times 7, 49 altogether. It is on this Shabbat, the 30th day of the Omer, we find ourselves in the weekly Torah portion Emor, alongside the very verse that outlines the biblical practice that is the source for this mitzvah of Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer. In temple times, it was customary to bring to the temple in Jerusalem Omer, literally sheaves. These were bundles from our wheat and our barley harvest. The process began with the first day after Pesach. Our Torah text reads, And from the day on which you bring the Omer offering, the day after the day of rest, you shall count off 7 weeks. They must be complete. Our verse makes clear that in addition to offering the grain, that there is another mitzvah, to count each of those days. We live amid a worldwide pandemic. And I hear from so many that the days meld one into another, that routines have been upended, and that there are those who are struggling to find meaning. Everything has changed. Even this, what we're doing right now, we are partaking in a revolution in worship. Could we have even imagined 3 months ago that our community gatherings and praying would be on the likes of YouTube and Zoom? For our ancestors, the destruction of the temple in the year 70 CE was an equally powerful and discombobulating revolutionary movement. The technology, the synagogue, was nascently into place. How could they create spiritual moments they had experienced through the grandeur of the temple cult in these small places? How could they connect with the Holy One? How could they celebrate with each other? What would ritual look like? It was a time of some experimentation, some percolation, some rejection, and yes, some embrace. And embraced with the actual grain offering was the continuation of the mitzvah of counting 7 weeks, 7 times 7 days, 49 days in total. Let me show you a picture here. Today, it's traditional in traditional and non-traditional homes for people to mark off each day of their Omer on calendars. They say the blessing, they count the days as a ritual to mark the moment in time. In some homes, the counting is the only ritual that marks this time between Passover and Shavuot. However, the Kabbalists and Hasidim added additional practices. Their expansion of practice and minhag, interestingly, has been adopted in some form or another amongst the more liberal and creative streams of Judaism. One of the customs is the recitation of a mystical prayer called Ana Bakoach, sung as a meditation after the Omer is counted. Let me go back to my second screen so I can share with you what the Ana Bakoach looks like. It's a poem of 7 lines, each line with 6 words, an acrostic with the beginning letter of each word standing for a letter in the 42-lettered name of God. The Mishnah says we respond to God's 4-letter ineffable name with the praise Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be God's name in God's dominion forever and ever, a phrase familiar to you from the Shema. And here, this poem, Ana Bakoach, ends with the same response. The Ana Bakoach is said to be a meditation of extraordinary power that can tap into the primordial force of creation. It's said to have the power to untangle knots, the uncomfortable stuffs, the heavy burdens, the discombobulation of our lives. And I can think of no better time than in a worldwide pandemic, with each of us physically distanced from being together to chant these holy words. God, untangle our messes. restore equilibrium, bring us back to the purity of creation. Really, haven't you been feeling those knots? I know that I have. Here is Reb Zalman Shabtai Shalomi's version of the Ana Bakoach in English. He would sing the prayer in Hebrew and English to the Rishna melody. Let's hear a little bit of it.
Anu b'choyach gedilas yeminchu tatir tzeruro ay 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 Kabel Rina Samcho Sagreini Tarei Ninoiro Ay 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 No.
Help me with the singable English. It's not so hard. I know you can do it. And maybe it'll help untie some of those knots. Source of mercy, with loving strength, untie our tangles. Ay, 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 ay. Your chanting folk, raise high, make pure, accept our song. Ay, 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 ay. Like your old eye, Lord, keep us safe. Who union with you. Ay, 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 ay. Cleanse and bless us, infuse us with loving care. Ay, 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 ay. Gracious source of holy power, to guide your flow. Ay, 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 ay. Sublime and Holy One, do turn to us of holy chant. Ay, 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 ay. Receive our prayer, do hear our cry, who secret knows. Ay, 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 ay. Through time and space, your glory shines, majestic one. Ay, 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 ay. Each time we sing a line of the Ana Bakoach, it relates to a different sephira, an emanation of the aspect of God, Kivyahol, if you could say such a thing. And each sephira of the 7 lines of the Ana Bakoach match the sphirot depicted on the lower part of the Kabbalistic sephirotic tree. Ah, chesed, loving kindness, gevura, strength, discipline, boundaries, tiferet, beauty, harmony and balance, netzach, victory, endurance, persistence, hod, glory, splendor, yesod, foundation and intimacy, and malchut, majesty, divinity in nature. The Kabbalistic and Hasidic custom is that during the Omer, as we count our 7 weeks, that we exercise our souls by concentrating on one of each of these sfirot, one of each of these aspects of God, aspects of being. In such a way, we deepen our own souls in self-improvement. And some go even deeper. They assign a daily sphira to pair up with their weekly sphira. Then they meditate on how these 2 aspects of the divine interact with each other through the 7 weeks, each with their 7 days during the counting of the Omer. So to illustrate, this day, the 2nd day within the counting formulation, is filled with the aspect of gevura, of strength, of boundaries. And this week is filled with hod, glory and splendor. It's a challenge for our souls to meditate on the intersection of these 2 divine emanations and how they might be grounded into our existence. Rabbi Jacob Best Adler suggested one way of partnering these 2 characteristics together. To understand his meditative interpretation, we must recognize that glory and splendor, when they are manifest, evoke in us a sense of humility. He asks, what does this mean when we link the strength of discipline and boundaries with humility? And he writes, humility in Jewish tradition is less about humbling yourself and more about balance, taking up the right amount of space. And this takes discipline. Take the compliment, but don't believe the hype. To begin this practice of using the counting of our days to evoke spirituality and growth, I suggest that you might want to begin more simply, perhaps by just focusing on the aspect that infuses our week. Let me share with you my screen once again. Here is an Omer suggestion for spiritual practice created by a Reform rabbinic colleague, Rabbi Erin Polanski. She has created a challenge for us each week of our quarantine. Our isolation can imbue us with spiritual growth. Our challenge for this week of Hod, the week of glory and splendor, is to celebrate someone else's glory and splendor by giving them a compliment. That's easy, right? You can give somebody a compliment. And at this moment of everything in our world turning upside down and inside out, to find joy in an aspect of ourselves, recognizing our own talent, quality, or achievements. By setting our spiritual goals in our Omer count of days through the spiritual discipline of bettering ourselves, we can begin to untangle the knots and kinks in our current lives, providing them with purpose, a move towards a better self, a better me. I think back to our ancestors who brought their omer of grain to the temple. I think about how they had to change the paradigm of their lives and how the omer of grain could have been a symbol for such a change. For as you know, wheat and barley sheaves are of no use. They have no value until they're ground, until they're sifted, until they're made into bread. And then, of course, those sheaves can be delicious. This pandemic presents us with an opportunity in time not to bemoan empty days, different days, boring days. The Omer is a model for what we can do with our days. We can count them, this wilderness, and anticipate a time of enlightenment. We can use this moment between the second day of Passover and Shavuot to untangle our knots, to become the best that we can be. Then we may truly come to realize now or in retrospect what a blessing this time has been for us. My friends, set goals, untangle your knots. Make each day count. We continue with our service. Let me bring up that piece. In our prayer book, page 283. If it is your custom and you are able, let's go back a page. I invite you to rise.
Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spread out the heavens and established the earth, and whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God. There is none else. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei malach Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You are welcome to be seated if you have risen physically.
V'nemar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad U'shemo
Build me up of memory, loving and angry, tender and honest. Let my loss build me a heart of wisdom, compassion for the world's many losses. Each hour is mortal, and each hour is eternal, and each hour is our testament. May I create worthy memories all the days of my life. On this Shabbat, we think of those whose hours blessed our days, and whose days blessed our weeks. We are in the month of Shloshim for Sherry Anfang Puro, mother of Linda Ellengold, and Harold Anfang, uncle of Linda Ellengold. And we are observing the following yortzites: Jonathan Altman, Morris Berman, Sam Blackman, Celia Blatt, Sally Bormel, Joseph Brandt, Manuel Cohen, Morris Coles, Matt Del Grosso, Ria Dubo, Harold Edelston, Ronald Epstein, Fanny Finkelstein, Belle Freifeld, Lucy Freifeld, Natalie Green, Alan Stanley Hack, Marvin Hoss, Stephen Sidney Kellner, Anne Klein, Hilda Landis, Anne Lappin, Aaron Lazar, Rose Lefkowitz, Blatt Libby, Jay Poser, Nathan Rappaport, Arthur Scher, Pearl Schiffer, David Robert Seidel, Hilda Sondhelm, Ruth Sussman, Joseph Tobin, Martin Warshaw, Dorothy Weinstein, Samuel Weissman, and George Zeller. If there is another name that you are holding on to and remembering at this time, I invite you to say that name on mute out loud. And I invite you to rise for the Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'gala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'lamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ah v'tromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitale v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha brechu. Ela minko birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mo'amav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mroma, uyaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
So Cantor Stephanie, it's time to ask our president, Rich Madonna, to put his camera on and share with us some announcements, what is going on in our community, and also to just greet everybody out there watching on YouTube. There you are.
Shabbat Shalom.
But shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Again, thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for the service and for putting together these online things, which are actually pretty difficult. To do. So I appreciate all the effort that both of you have had to put into doing these things online. And as we experiment with different platforms to roll this out, tonight we tried to do everything via YouTube. We'll see how we as a congregation adjust and adapt to this different way of being together for worship. What's coming up next week has been already circulated in emails, and there'll be more emails coming out. I want to point out tomorrow we're going to actually do something a little different. Tomorrow will be a Torah study as our monthly adult ed that the rabbi will lead. We may try to do this again come June, and so just keep an eye out on your emails and what's new and the website for events as they come up. There will be more things going on during the week as we've transitioned our programming to online. So with that, Shabbat Shalom and have a good weekend.
And just a reminder to our Beit Aviv folks, we will have a Zoom Kiddush and Motzi and Oneg Shabbat that you are welcome to join us. If you are investigating our congregation and you are new to our community and you think it might be something you'd like to get to know some people, please contact either Richard Madonna, our president, or myself. We will put in a process to get to know you a little bit and to include you in our candles, not candles, our wine and our challah, our singing and our mixing after services. We would love to have you. You are indeed invited. Our final song is in our prayer books. So let me share that with you once again. We are on page 345. Our final song is a beautiful one, Tfilat Haderech, a prayer for our journey.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. See you at Kiddush, next room, right?